look at all of that. Beautiful. Woo-hoo! Long's Peak, clear out there. Colorado's most northern 14er. I am, for those of you familiar with northern Colorado, I am on top of Sheep Mountain. That right there is Round Mountain. Oh, it's a little windy up here, a little chilly. Just beautiful views all around. Wow, just beautiful. I am 8.5 miles in, 3,500 feet of elevation gain. It's a great way to start the day and a great way to kick off this video because I am talking about a pretty awesome shoe, the INOV8 TRAILTALON Speed. This is a shoe that is a lot of fun to run in. I've got a lot of thoughts to share with you. If you're new here, please consider subscribing. I've got a lot of content coming your way, some more shoe and gear reviews, and of course some epic trail runs and some races, which I'm pretty excited about. Give the video a like, it helps the algorithm, and of course drop a comment down below. Let me know if you've run in any INOV8 shoes and what your experience has been. I'm really liking their most recent offerings. I'm also curious to know what trail shoe you use for race day. I should mention that all the B-roll footage you're about to see in this video was recorded after this run, so you're gonna see the shoe in its true state after about 50 miles. And lastly, I'd like to thank INOV8 for sending me this shoe for the purpose of review, but know that all thoughts and opinions are strictly my own. Alrighty, let's move on with the review. We're going to be talking about the overall build or build quality and the comfort, the performance, and the value of the shoe. So let's move on with that, but first I got to get down the mountain. It's about a 5-mile quad rocking downhill descent, which is going to be pretty epic. And voiceover Chad, why don't you tell us about some of the specs and features of the shoe? And I'm gonna enjoy this sunrise for a little bit. INOV8 states, whether you're wanting to feel fast on your next trail fartlek or you're racing a half marathon, the TRAILTALON Speed will help you pick up the pace over demanding terrain. Trail running shouldn't equal slow running. Race over any surface in the TRAILTALON Speed, the ultimate all-terrain trail racing shoe. As for some of those specs and features, you get an anatomical fit, single-piece engineered air mesh upper, a gusseted tongue, Meta-Cradle strips, which are TPU overlays for a locked-in fit and additional durability, PowerFlow PF Pro midsole, Boomerang TPU insole, graphene grip rubber outsole with multi-directional 6mm lugs inspired by mountain goat hooves, 11mm of heel stack, 7mm of toe stack, which does not include the insole or the outsole lug. So I estimate about 24mm and 20mm of total stack for that 4mm drop. Weighing in at 270 grams or 9.5 ounces and a US MSRP of $160. Chad, back over to you. So it rained a little bit last night, and in the higher elevation, it gave us a little sprinkling of snow, as you can see behind me, but it made the forest just smell so fresh. Oh man, having a great time out here this morning. You know, I'm super grateful for a body that enables me and allows me to go do things like this. So let's talk about the overall build quality and comfort of the INOV8 TRAILTALON Speed. This shoe is not one that you buy for ultra comfort, high cushion stack goodness. It is a speed oriented shoe, hence the name. Oh, and there's the sun. Starting with the upper, you get that air mesh engineered upper that is fairly breathable, and then overlaid on top of that are some TPU overlays, helping to offer a little bit of structure, some rigidity where needed, like around the toe cap. I like how INOV8 use the TPU overlays to add that structure and durability to the shoe without adding a lot of weight. The tongue is gusseted and moderately, though lightly, padded. Oh, we're coming up to a pretty cool little view here. There'll be a few more views like this let's continue on, not get distracted. The heel in the shoe also offers some light but comfortable padding and holds your heel and ankle nicely in place, but it's also not too rigid at the same time. And of course, those TPU overlays continue not only in the toe box for that toe protection or around the midfoot, but also around the back, helping to aid in structure that is not overly heavy as well. Moving down the shoe to the inside of the shoe is that boomerang insole. It's a TPU, a beaded TPU insole, and I think that is one of the highlights of the shoe. It's extremely comfortable, feels really nice underfoot, should last a really long time. It offers some nice bounce, but also cushioning, and that insole is water resistant. It's just made out of material that's not going to absorb water, which is nice when it comes to water crossings. That PF Pro midsole is also fairly soft, but also offers a bit of bounce and springiness. There is not a lot of it underfoot, but you don't need a lot in a speed shoe that is oriented for those shorter type of trail runs and trail races. But because of the low stack, I mean, this is almost like a racing flat for the trails, really. It gives you excellent ground contact and feel, which is actually really appreciated. A little bit more on that here and a bit on performance. Oh, another really cool spot here on the trail. This is just neat. A little crevice here in the rocks. Let's get up over the side here, and I think there might be another epic view. Yep. Oh, love it. Just loving it out here. Woohoo! And then moving down to the bottom of the shoe, you get that rubber compound, those 6mm lugs, which are just absolutely amazing. The TRAILTALON is made for, oh boy, another epic view. Alrighty, getting distracted. Wow. And this is going to be a hodgepodge of a video, talking about a shoe, going to a view, talking about a shoe. Oh, it's so pretty out here, going back to the shoe. I apologize, but I hope you're finding some enjoyment and inspiration out of this trail, which is just absolutely beautiful. I'm so grateful to be out here. Okay, enough with the distractions. Continuing on with the review. That outsole rubber is INOV8's proprietary blend. It's a graphene blend that is made to be grippy, but also very durable and long-lasting. And yes, it is long-lasting, super grippy. And those 6mm lugs, inspired by goat hooves, I don't know if that makes a difference or not, but it is super grippy and very confidence-inspiring. So all in all, when it comes to the build of the shoe, I would give it a 9 out of 10. Just all the right materials that really came together really nicely. INOV8 did an awesome job building the shoe and thinking about giving you exactly what you need and nothing that you don't in a trail shoe, especially one that is more speed oriented. As far as comfort goes, for a racing type of shoe, it is actually very comfortable, and given the low stack, it's more comfortable than I expected it to be, which surprised me. And I think it all comes down to that fabulous boomerang insole. Whew. I like the way the shoe fits around my foot. It holds it nice and securely, but you also get a very nice anatomical fit. So it is more of a sporty fit, but there is a really good feeling in my toes and in my foot. The shoe just fits around my foot really nicely because of that anatomical fit. I haven't experienced any rubbing, redness, hot spots, blisters, nothing like that in the shoe at any point. I really feel like INOV8 nailed the overall fitment of this shoe. Whew. Oh man, more epic views. I don't know if the camera's gonna do justice here. I just keep coming around turns and seeing the mountains through the trees. Holy smokes, just wonderful. All right, what direction did I come from? I think I need to go down this way. Alrighty. So comfort for a more performance race-oriented shoe, I'm gonna give it a 9 out of 10. Again, just really been pleased and surprised by this shoe. Woo-hoo. Oh, loving it, just loving it. Woohoo! It's a good thing I've got a fun shoe with good grip, because parts of this trail are definitely rocky and technical. All right, so now before I talk about the performance of the shoe, I want to talk a little bit about how the TRAILTALON falls within the trail lineup that INOV8 offers. So the Trail Fly, which I recently reviewed, is more of your daily or everyday universal trail shoe. It offers medium stack height and 4mm lugs. The TRAILTALON falls in the middle of all of that with 6mm lugs, designed for a little bit more technical, gnarly type of trails and terrain. And then the Mud Talon is for the most gnarly and muddiest and technical of terrain with its 8mm lugs. Other than that, a lot of the design features, material choices, and stack are very similar, if not the same. And then within each of those, you have the speed line, which is the more race or speedy oriented lineup of that shoe. I also really appreciate INOV8's ethos or branding and concept. They believe that you should be in control of the shoe, not the shoe in control of you. This shoe performs, so I'm talking about performance now, in a very nimble, agile manner. It's a very flexible shoe. You feel the ground really well, giving you very adaptive feedback. I would be cautious of taking this shoe on anything longer than a 50K. I think you would just get overstimulated underfoot, and your foot would just get really fatigued. But 50K is not what this shoe is necessarily designed to do. It's geared towards more of the half marathon type of distance. That said, I am probably or likely going to use this shoe for a 25-mile technical mountain race. It has 5,000 feet of elevation gain, and the TRAILTALON speed delivers on exactly what I'm looking for in a race like that. The upper does a really good job at holding my foot securely in place, but also allows my foot to move and adapt with the trails and the hills. It is worth noting that when I first slid my foot into the shoe, it felt like, especially around the ankle and the heel, that it wasn't gonna hold my foot very well or very securely in place. And it's because the ankle and the heel feels lower in the shoe than most other shoes that I've run in. But once I started running in the shoe, that concern immediately went away. As far as that underfoot feeling, I already kind of alluded and mentioned it, but it's just really nice. It feels slightly cushioned, given that it's not a high stack shoe, but that insole is just amazing. It's a little thicker, maybe around 6mm or so, but that TPU material just is bouncy and soft and really helps the shoe come to life. I'm not sure if this shoe offers some sort of rock protective film like in the Trail Fly. It kind of feels like it might be there, but I couldn't confirm that, nor did it say anything about that on the website. And then the last thing about performance that's worth mentioning is that graphene rubber outsole with those 6mm goat inspired lugs. It is super grippy, even to the point where there would be rocks or situations that I would normally hesitate to put myself in. I can confidently place my foot just about anywhere on the trail or a rock or a tree root or whatever. And I just know it's going to grip and keep me going on the trail. So performance, I'm gonna give it probably a 9 out of 10 as well. I think the only thing that could improve it is to offer maybe like a matrix upper, something that's even more lightweight and breathable, and maybe even better, more supercritical type of foam, although that insole does make up for quite a bit. But that said, I wouldn't want it to impact the price. This shoe retails US MSRP for $160, which is a pretty fair price. You're getting a great buy and features, technology, and innovation that is exactly what you really need and want in a trail shoe. And it's a shoe that I would absolutely recommend for those faster fartlek tempo, speedy type of runs. I've got to say, I've been reviewing a lot more higher stacked trail shoes lately, and then coming into a shoe like this, it's quite a breath of fresh air. Really enjoying this. So value, I'm gonna give it an 8.5 out of 10. I think that's a pretty solid score. I think $140 would be an even better price to pay, of course, and definitely worth it. But I'm not gonna complain with $160, and that's $160 that I would be willing to pay myself. Oh, more epic views. Wow. Whew. I'm loving it. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba. All right, I think that might be all I have to say about the shoe. Inevitably, I probably forgot something, so if I did and you have any questions, please drop a comment down below and I will be sure to answer. Also, if you haven't subscribed and you made it this far in the video, I think you and I both know what you should be doing right now. I'm getting close to the car, rounding off this run at about 13 miles and 3,700 feet of elevation gain. Again, just really having a blast out here today. Loving the shoe, loving the trails. Oh, feeling that runner's high. Woo! Alrighty, well, thanks again for being here. You can enjoy the trails for just a little bit longer, and otherwise, I will see you on the next video. Remember to be consistent, express gratitude, and enjoy every mile, as I certainly am today in the TRAILTALON Speed. I'll see you on the next video. Bye now. I forgot I had this. Reese's Christmas tree. It's a little frozen, but still tastes good.